Hey y'all, my name is Ralph and this is my wife Sammy. Now we're a family of five. We have three boys that we love to travel with. But as you would know if you do have kids, traveling with kids, things can get kind of complicated. All the way down to the toiletry bag. So we're gonna jump into each item one at a time and you get to pick and choose whether it's an item that you need for your family in your bag.
The first category of items that we would like to share with you falls into the category of health and wellness. I like to pack a hydrocortisone cream, and this is for just in case anyone touches something or have any type of allergic reaction to anything. They can have this, I can have this on hand, and we can apply it to the area, and it helps with any itching that may occur from the allergic reaction. The next item on hand that I like to travel with is a nice tube of antibiotic ointment. And the antibiotic ointment, in case anyone has any cuts or scrapes or bruises or so, we're gonna have this on hand and I can use that, especially with traveling with the boys. Another item that I like to travel with is having nasal spray. So now the nasal spray, another allergy medication, and also helps with any colds, allergies, and nasal decongestion that anyone may experience for whatever reason.
Right. And also, you really do have to keep in mind that we are traveling with kids. You might be looking at this list and like, this really doesn't work for me if you have like 18, 19-year-olds. It may not be the same situation, but we have younger kids, like the preteen type of kids, and they get into stuff and they have allergies. So we have to keep these things on hand just to make sure that they can sleep well at night and be comfortable throughout the trip. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially if some of our items seem a little too much.
Another item that I like to have on hand are eye drops. For any eye redness, itching, or dry eyes, having a small little bottle of eye drops comes in pretty handy as well. We also like to have on hand some Advil or Tylenol, whichever that I have in the house, but I make sure I keep a nice small bottle in our bag for any fevers or any pain relief measures.
All right. Now this is a big thing for me. I tend to suffer with inflammation every once in a while, especially on a cruise if I'm eating too much sugar or playing basketball or pickleball. I get sore easily, so it's really nice to have this on hand if you plan to be active on your trip.
The next item, Claritin. I have the generic version, but it's the same thing. Another allergy medication as well for itchy, watery eyes, sneezing. It'll just help. One pill does the trick for my family.
Absolutely. And again, you're away from home. You're probably going to be trying new things, and your kids are going to want to try new things. And you're not sure if you're allergic or not allergic to certain things, so this is just good to have on hand.
And the next item are big items, being as though we're going to be on a ship. Also, the car ride, because one of my boys tend to get a little car sick every now and then. So now, before we even head out the door, I am making sure everyone has taken or is going to take some Bonine, which is non-drowsy, so that works well. I also have the Dramamine, which is also the less drowsy formula, and also have some Motion Ease as well on hand for the kids, and myself and my husband as well.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not sure what it is about our kids. On our way to these ports, they tend to get sick. We're not sure whether it's just
the long drive,
being nervous, and a long drive is 30 to 40 minutes if we're going to Fort Lauderdale, or maybe an hour if we're going to Miami. So it's not a crazy long drive, but they get nauseous. So we like to give them this even before leaving home and double dose it when they get on a ship. So very, very good to have on hand, for sure.
Now, with traveling, once again, we're on a cruise, but also it is also good to have, because as you're trying out different foods and things that you've never seen before and you're being adventurous, having some Imodium is also pretty good. Now we know the Imodium is going to help with any upset stomach, diarrhea related instances. So there you have it.
Hey, listen, just trust me, just keep this, because your stomach is not going to be okay with everything you're going to try on this trip. So it's going to be nice to have this on hand if you try something that upsets your stomach, for sure. And if you're not grateful, your partner will be, trust me.
Pepto-Bismol for upset stomach, indigestion, heartburn, diarrhea, just like the commercial says. So I keep these at home, and these are also the chewable ones as well. And with that comes Gas-X. And I think we all know what the Gas-X is for. Some of that bloating feeling that we get, you know, and a little bit of heartburn relief as well. But the Gas-X definitely helps out a lot.
Now, I think it's important to mention that my wife is in the medical field. So as you can see, we bring a lot of pills with us, but there is a very convenient way to travel with a lot of pills and still keep things organized. So it's not like we're gonna bring every single one of those, what do you call those?
The bottles, yeah.
Right? So we're not doing that, but my wife has a way of making sure that everything is organized and it doesn't take a ton of space.
With that, what I like to carry are these small little pill containers, and these I picked up, you know, at the local Dollar Tree, or Amazon has some really nice ones that you can get as well. And I would just, you know, even though I know it says the days of the week in here, but I would take a couple of little pills out of each bottle and then just store in each of these compartments. And this way I could slip it into my beach bag or, you know, small carry-on bag or so that way I could have it on hand in case something happens and the kids need it, or myself or my husband. I was also able to find these tiny little discs that are also little pill holders. And these I keep in my purse as a everyday, but I like to travel with them because I can keep my vitamins or anything else that, you know, that does not require a bottle, and slip these into my pocket because they're so tiny and very cute and discreet, and no one would even know that they're pill carriers. So just a side note on that. Another important item I like to have on hand are these emergency packets. I bring a ton of them when we're traveling with the boys, so that way we can all have one throughout the day, or, you know, or so. But it's better to have a whole bunch on hand versus bringing not enough and then you're running out. But
Exactly. And a quick pro tip, start to get your kids to take these prior to the trip, right? Like a couple of days prior. Have them start to take it just to build up their systems, because again, they may be introduced to a lot of different viruses, bacteria, whatever that their bodies are not used to, and you kind of want to fortify their immune systems with something like this prior to the trip.
And here we go with the cough drops. Now, the cough drops might seem like an old remedy because I know sometimes my patients, they just have cough drops around the house. But it is good to have because sometimes at nighttime, you know, your throat gets a little scratchy or you just have a dry hacking cough. You're not necessarily sick or anything, but just having a couple of cough drops around does help as well. So I like to just keep a bag around as well.
Maybe not a whole bag, but we'll take a few of these for sure.
And last but not least, in the health and wellness category, nowadays I am traveling with a COVID test. Just in the event while we're out, someone is not feeling great, so at least I can have a test on hand. And these little kits, you know, come with 2 tests on the inside, so I can just swab one of the kids or myself or my husband, and, you know, just so we can have a baseline of is something going on, or, you know, or anything like that. So this is a must-have for our family now. And last but not least, in our health and wellness items that we like to travel with is the first aid kit. Now, this first aid kit carries bandages, as well as iodine pads, alcohol pads, and regular gauze pads, and hence why I also carry the antibiotic ointment. So that way if anyone gets a cut or injury or so, then I could at least patch them up. And this small little container, obviously you can purchase online through Amazon because they come in so many different sizes and contain so many different other things. But this one I purchased at my local Walmart in the travel section, or you can also get at Target or so.
Now, I also want you guys to keep in mind, I mean, if you're avid cruisers, you would already know, but every cruise line, every ship has like a medical facility of sorts. So if you don't have this, don't panic. You can always go down there. It's typically on the first or second floor,
Right.
somewhere, and get some aid, probably some Band-Aids or ointments or whatever the case is. So a
That
lot
is
of the things that we covered, they may already have. Now, the question is, will they give it to you for free? They
Right.
might. One or two, but if it's a longer cruise, will they continue to supply it? Some do, some don't. But it's just good to have with you, just to know that your family has what they need, right? So.
Also, to piggyback off of what Ralph just mentioned, I do know that the front desk for certain cruise lines, you want to double check, but the front desk do have meclizine, which is also an anti-nausea medication, so that they do give out as, you know, courtesy to some of the guests. But for the most part, everything else that you've already seen so far, there are gift shops on the cruise lines. However, you will be paying through the nose for the same bottle of Advil. Had you just brought it from home, you will be paying for it. So that's why we tend to like bring as much as we can. So that way we're not paying $15 for a small bottle that we could have got for like $3. I'm over exaggerating, but you get my point. Now, the next category of items that we like to travel with, or actually we need to travel with, to be honest, would be body care items. And first things first is deodorant. Full-size deodorants, not the travel versions, but we carry the full-size deodorants.
Right. Again, we have 3 boys, and for some reason, maybe they're allergic to this stuff, but they never seem to pack it, right? So having a full size, at least, you know, the male version, is always handy, because at some point we're gonna smell one of the boys walk past us and we'll throw this at them and whatever. But it's really good to have a full size version, just in case.
Okay. Another item on the list, cologne for the husband here.
Yeah, I like to smell nice.
Next on the list, I like to carry a nice full-size bottle of shaving cream. Even though this trip is only a weekend trip, you just never know. I like to have my shaving cream, especially with being out on the beach and out on the pool deck. You're definitely gonna need to shave if you're a shaver. Unless you're a laser person, then you don't have to worry about that. Along with the shaving cream, I do pack myself a extra razor as well to go with that, because that's necessity.
Now, I know she just mentioned it, on a 3-day cruise, you really need this. Maybe, maybe not. It depends on who you are. But on a 5, 6, 7, 8-day cruise, this is necessary. I've witnessed women day 1 through 3. They were good poolside, and by day 5, things were looking a little, how can I say this?
I don't know.
You know what I mean. Things were looking a little bushy. Let's call it that. So don't forget this. This is something that we can easily forget, because you wake up in the morning, you get it done, you get on a ship, and you're good. By day 3, 4, 5, it's like, honey, we're gonna have to go down and go buy some, because things are not looking great. So just keep that in mind.
Some of the guys can use it too. I'm just saying.
Hey, she's right.
Body soap is another thing that my husband, it's a big thing for him for me to pack, even though if we're going to a hotel or on a cruise and there is already body wash in there, he likes his Dove soap. Our family uses Dove soap, so I pack a couple of bars of the Dove soap.
Right. Now, before you guys start thinking, this guy must be a diva, listen, we are a very ashy family. Like, we get white, seriously. So, this only helps a little bit. It just takes a little bit of the ash off, you know what I mean? So, having this helps the family not look like we've been rolling around in powdered sugar, you know what I mean? So, it's not me being a diva, this is necessary.
Next item on the list, full-size toothpaste, not the travel, but I do bring a full-size toothpaste, and I also go ahead and I pack toothbrushes. The boys have their own toothbrushes, obviously, but I like to pack an extra one, brand new one, because you never know who forgot something or lost one. So I do keep an extra one for us just in case. The next item I like to pack is a small little hand cream. As my husband did mention, we do get a little ashy from time to time. So I like to keep these small little hand creams that I could slip into my bag or my purse when we're going off somewhere to, so that way if anyone is looking a little like they're needing a little bit of TLC, then I can have something on hand. I do also pack a actual full-size bottle of lotion, but that goes into the main bag. It's not fitting into our toiletry bag. And the next item, which is mainly for me, would be a shower cap, because I am not getting my hair wet by any means.
Now listen, obviously some people shampoo every time they take a shower. You may not need this, but let's say you get your hair done that evening and you just want to go and freshen up, not take a full shower and shampoo. It comes in handy. I don't have hair, so this is never an issue. But good to have. It doesn't have to be from Disney, but this is just one of the items that we took. All right, so there we go.
Another important item for us would be Q-tips. Q-tips are versatile. You can use it to apply makeup, creams, and obviously for cleaning the ears. So I get a small packet of these, once again from the travel section over at Walmart or Target or even probably the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not even sure if this is right, but I know that I use it that way. If I go into the pool, right, and you just feel like there's some water in your ears, sometimes this helps get the water out. At least for me, I'm not sure if that's sanitary or it should be done that way, but I know I do. So very, very useful just to have it on hand. We don't bring this whole packet, but we'll take a few and put it into a Ziploc bag and slide it in there.
Mm-hmm. Floss picks, that's important as well. So I make sure to have a little bit of floss picks on hand for us as well.
Absolutely, and a person like me, I like to gnaw on bone. So if I find a nice piece of T-bone or
bone marrow,
bone-in ribeye. Notice I'm just gonna list meat, right? Tomahawk, whatever. I will gnaw on that bone. And this comes in handy because I'm not there to be bashful and stay slim and trim. If I don't gain 10 pounds off a gnawing on bone, I didn't have a good trip. Yeah. So it's just coming along.
He's right on that. All right, these next couple of items, once again, it's something that I pack, I find useful because I've had to use it before, would be nail clippers, because you never know when you have a hangnail or a chipped fingernail, so that comes in useful. My husband loves to have tweezers, because for ingrowns, I guess, but he's always asking me for a pair of tweezers, so now I make sure to always have tweezers in our toiletry bag. And scissors, these are blunt scissors, so they're not sharp, so you want to be careful with that. But scissors, because you never know when you have to cut something. If you buy something at Port or wherever it is, you need to cut the tag off of an item or so, or a loose string, a pair of scissors is good to have. And another beauty body care item we like to carry are exfoliating gloves for the shower.
All right, now again, it's not necessary because some people they just use the soap
And the rag.
or the liquid soap that they have there. So
Right.
you just use that, and they're good with that. Or they'll use the little towel, hand towel
Yes,
that
yes,
they have there. But I really like to get in deep when it comes to taking a shower. I want to feel super clean.
Squeaky.
So, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm so ashy to begin with.
Yeah, you're scrubbing too much.
Maybe, I don't know, but I feel clean coming out. So we like to have this. It's not necessary, but if you like to scrub down real deep, good to have. If not, you don't necessarily need it.
Another important item for our toiletry bag would be sun protection. So we are going to the Caribbean islands and we are going to be out walking about and also being on the pool deck or, wherever it may be, it's a lot of sun. So we like to protect our skin with some sunscreen. I bring different brands and different sizes so to protect our skin from the sun. So sunscreen is a must for us. When traveling, we also like to carry disinfectant items and plenty of hand sanitizers, given germs are everywhere and it's inevitable. So I like to make sure to get these to-go packs of the Clorox wipes and the Lysol disinfectant wipes. And I'm also able to find these miniature Lysol to-go sprays, which also comes in handy. For me, the wipes are good as far as wiping down all the high touch point areas when you walk into your room, from the light switches to the phones to the remotes to all the doorknobs, and then especially in the bathroom, all the toilet seats and things like that. So, and it is good to have, and then not to mention because they come in these nice little small packets, these get slipped into our carry-on bag or, my purse or so, because I can carry it wherever I need to go with the boys.
So keep in mind, we only use this like day one, right? So we'll walk into the room. Even though the room attendant, they're pretty good at what they do, but I'm still kind of like a germaphobe. So it's like, even though they're good at what they do, we don't really ask them to come into our room to kind of clean our room after the first day. So when we get in there, it's like disinfect, kind of make it our own space and kind of go from there. So it's not like an everyday thing, but that first day, you kind of want to disinfect the area, wipe it down. Now, and if you do have someone clean your room, you might want to spot check a few spots as well, even after the first day, but typically that's how we use it.
Along the category of disinfectants, I also carry packets of hand wipes as well. And we use the alcohol-based ones, so because if it's just alcohol and it's not mixed with any other chemicals, then Exactly. So we use the alcohol-based ones. And in addition to that, I also have these travel size water, they're not water bottles, but these travel size containers that I actually fill with alcohol as well from home, from our big bottle of alcohol, and I put them in here. And so we have a few of these in almost every bag, and even the one with the spray pump. And Ralph likes to carry those because he will spray down
everything. Literally everything. But I find it's most useful like when we're eating, right?
Right.
So let's say we go to dine. If they give me a spoon that doesn't look as clean as it should, I'll pull out one of these, and because it's only alcohol based, that's the only thing that's in it. I don't have to be scared of like wiping my hands down or wiping the silverware or my plate down. So again, kind of a germaphobe, and this is just really nice to have on hand and not have to worry about the residue and the chemicals.
Right. The next category of items that we like to bring would fall into air freshener. So I think that could be self-explanatory. So here I just travel with air freshener of our liking wherever we go.
Right. And again, this is not a big deal for most people, but I want to remind you guys, we travel with 3 boys. All right, at some point you're gonna walk into this small cabin, and something's gonna hit you, and you're gonna wish you had this, right? So we like to have this not because the rooms smell bad to begin with, but we have boys that can smell bad. So this is very, very, very useful. Absolutely.
An important cruise must-have for your cabin, need I say more? Poopery.
Trust me, all right? If you have any love for your partner,
Yes.
or anyone else in the room,
Be courteous and get some poopery.
Be courteous, you know. And to be honest with you, I like when women have this anyway, because women's poop shouldn't smell, right? So it's real good to have this on hand. But you're gonna be eating a lot of stuff that you're not sure if it's gonna sit well with you, right? So when you sit on that throne, you don't want people to know, like, damn, you're having a bad day, you know. So keep this there at all times for everyone, and everyone will thank you.
Now these next group of items I would put in the miscellaneous category for us, because I'm not really sure where it fits in, but these are also must-have for our toiletry bag, and we have used these from time to time. It would be a Downy wrinkle releaser.
Yeah, I mean, this is self-explanatory. If you cruise a lot, for those that don't, you need to know that there is no iron, right?
Or steamers.
Or steamers. So if your clothes are wrinkled coming out of your bag, you're gonna need something to kind of help take those wrinkles out. And we find this very, very useful. We kind of combine this with steaming the shower. Like if someone's showering, steam builds up, we'll spray the clothes and we'll just kind of hang them up in the shower, not in the shower, but in the bathroom.
Yes.
Right, and that helps to release most of the wrinkles. So if you like looking decent, right, you want to have one of these for sure.
Unfortunately, you will not have any creases in your pants if you're a person that has creases.
And again, I haven't really looked at a person to say, hey, you have no creases, you're a filthy person.
But hey, you're on vacation. You're forgiven.
You don't need creases, but wrinkles are not like cool, right? Just don't be overly wrinkled, right? So just have this, it helps. That's it. All right.
Next important item would be a Tide to Go stick. In case you get any accidental spills or anything like that, Tide to Go stick comes in handy. I also heard that they come in little sheets. There's laundry sheets now. But I see that the stick seems to work well for us, and we can slip it anywhere in our pockets or so, in our bags. So this is a good must-have as well.
Right, absolutely. And this is really like, it's not like you're gonna make a load of laundry on the trip, right? But let's say that you spill some wine on a nice blouse or shirt or whatever the case is. You can touch it up and fold it away and know that when you get home, you can easily wash it out.
Another item that I find useful, and you never know, a small little sewing kit. Could be formal night, or it could be anything, who knows? And you go and you pull out your dress or your dress shirt or pants, and you notice a button has fallen off, or a small little tear. So a handy dandy sewing kit comes in into play when situations like that happen. The next item that I start to carry now are earplugs, as well as a face mask for sleeping. So these have come into play quite a few times, especially for Ralph here. So I'll, I like to keep that on hand for him. Absolutely. Mainly.
I mean, you really have to keep in mind that you're traveling as a family, and not everyone is going to be on the same schedule, right? When I may want to nap around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but the kids just kind of want to hang out and watch TV. So if that's the case, earplugs, right? And I can put this on my face and know that I can at least get a quick little rest, and they can still do them. They can still have fun. That's one part of it. The other part is we've been in rooms where like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it was noisy and we couldn't sleep, right? And we wish we had this with us, right? So if you find yourself in one of those situations, you can always pull this out, plug up your ears, and still get a peaceful night's sleep.
Right. Another miscellaneous item that comes in handy when it comes to the garment area would be a lint roller, especially if you're wearing black. But I like to keep one of these little travel lint rollers as well in our toiletry bag. This is also good for in the car too, if you know, to keep one of these small little things in your car.
Right. Again, not necessary. It really isn't. It's like the creases in your pants. Like, oh, I can't leave my room. I don't have any creases. No. No one's gonna like kick you off the ship because you have lint on your shirt. But if you want to stay fresh and clean, things can get a little, you know, things can land on your shirt. You want to stay clean and, or at least look clean. Who cares, right? Having one of these, it's useful, not necessary, but hey.
It's a must-have for us.
It's useful, not necessary.
For us.
Not a must-have, but it's a good to have.
Good to have. That's a good one.
Yes. All right.
All right. The last thing on our list that we have here that under miscellaneous is some baby powder. And I learned about this baby powder trick. It helps to get the sand off when you're out on the beach and you have all that sand on your feet and your hands, on your legs, and it gets everywhere. Even after you've rinsed off and now you're walking and the sand comes back on, sprinkling a little baby powder helps to remove the sand off your legs and feet and toes. So I started traveling with a small one now.
All right. Now, with this, I think you have to decide whether you want to walk around looking ashy, like our ashy family, right? Putting all this white stuff on you, or it's worth it to you, right? You rather just not have the sand on, or you just deal with the sand, you wash it off later, and you move on. So it's really up to you. My wife doesn't like the sand on her. She prefers white ankles, but I mean, that's her preference, right?
It works.
So it's just something to keep in mind. You don't need it, but again, it's nice to have when you want it. All right, so now you're probably thinking like, hey, these people are nuts, right? They have 40 items that they put in a toiletry bag, and a lot of it is unnecessary. Or you're thinking, wow, these people are really smart. They are ready for whatever comes their way. Or you're somewhere in between, who knows? But either way, we want to show you how we are going to pack this in a way that doesn't take up a lot of space. So maybe if you're on the side of it's too much and it's unnecessary, you might feel like, listen, that's not too bad, I should do the same. So here's a quick clip of us actually packing our toiletry bag. So hopefully that was helpful. The only reason why we put these videos together is because we've gained not a ton of knowledge, but a lot of knowledge as far as traveling with a family, cruising with a family over the years. And we kind of want to take what we've learned and pass it on to others. So if there's something that we didn't list, please chime in. And maybe we're bringing something that makes no sense at all. You can go ahead and put that down below as well. Again, if you found this video helpful, you know what to do. And if not, you know what to do. So anyway, please stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be interesting. That was just our toiletry bag. We have to pack the rest of our stuff. So that's going to be
interesting.
A very interesting ride. Obviously, she wants to bring a little bit more than I want to bring, and we'll just kind of walk you guys through how we process all that stuff. So stay tuned for the next video. And until then,
thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. Take care.